In this fourth video in the series on back splices, we'll make a back splice that's diameter stays similar to the rope that it's spliced into. We can call this the invisible back splice. To accomplish this task, we have to taper the rope not only in the working strands, that portion of the strand that's extends beyond the crown knot, but we also have to pre-plan and taper some of the standing part of the rope so that at the crown knot the diameter of the rope has decreased to half of the original. Our half-inch rope has 3 strands, and each strand has 6 threads for a total of 18 threads. We want to take out half of them over the length of the splice, and half of them out of 18 threads, that means 9 threads. That's 3 threads out of each strand, and we'll stagger that along the length of the splice on average of about 5 inches if we make the splice length 15 inches. If our splice length is going to be 15 inches, then our working length, or our working strands, will make that about maybe 20 inches so that we have enough strand for tying the crown knot and a little extra just to make the splicing go easier. So that's about where the crown knot will be, and then we'll measure back another 15 inches for the actual location of the back splice. So that will be about here. Now we can prepare the ends of their strands and then untwist the rope all the way back to the location of the end of the splice, which is about right here, and we can seize that. Before we unwind the standing part strands, we'll make a mark on any given strand every 5 inches. So see, with this strand we'll start here, and 5 inches away, that's about here, 5 inches away, about here. So now we've divided the 15 inches into 3 equal parts, and then when we unwind this, the other unmarked strands will mark offset, so that as we remove the threads from the strands, it's evenly spread out throughout the 15 inches. Fast forward, I've tapered the first strand. I removed one of the threads here, and then I whipped it, and here's 5 inches down. I removed the second thread and whipped it. Here's where I removed the third thread and whipped it, and you can see we have three threads left for the remainder of the strand. And then the second strand, I offset an inch or so before I removed the first thread, removed it, offset again just a little bit, removing the second strand and removed it, and then finally taking out the third strand and whipped it. So those 2 strands are done. Now we'll work on the final strand. So the first thread I'll take out about here. I'll just whip that a little bit, just to make sure it doesn't get unraveled in the future steps. I just use a simple overhand knot and then we'll remove this thread from the final strand. Now we're ready to remove the second strand. We'll just come a little bit ahead of this whipping right there. And then the final third strand, about here. Okay, now we've tapered our strands in the 15 inches that will make up the length of our splice from a total of 18 threads down to a total of 9, 3 in each of these strands. Now we have to reassemble this section of the rope. To rewind the rope, we have to rewind the strands and then wind the strands, put the rope together. The strands, because we have removed some yarns, are a little bit loose, so we have to put maybe a half to 3/4 of a tightening turn into the strands to get them to get back into the original condition. So we just work one strand at a time, rotating the strands one direction and tightening them in the opposite. Looks like some of my constricting threads have come loose, but not to worry. And there, you can see that we've got the rope pretty much put back together, and you can see this taper in it already. And there's our mark for our 15 inches. So we'll go ahead and seize that up with some tape right at that point. Now we're ready to put our crown knot in. Just to be different, let's put this with delay. In other words, the strands will be rotating counterclockwise. Let me get this tightened up just a tad bit here. There. Okay, we've got our crown knot in. Now we can start our sailmaker's helical splice with the 3 strands going under a strand. It's got 3 strands in it. That gives us back to our total of 6 strands that we were shooting for. We'll tighten that up a little bit after our first round. And we'll put another round in, and then we'll remove 1 strand. Tighten those up. Oh, it looks like we'll maybe make another round before we remove the strand. We're not quite 1/3 of the way there yet. This strand is starting to get a little on the large side, so maybe it's a good time to nip a strand out here. Excuse me, nip a thread out there. And it looks like this strand is I think we could take the yarn out of this one now. That leaves only one strand, but because this is manila rope, the different strands are right from the get-go are a slightly different diameter, and this one looks like it needed to be tapered more quickly. We'll go around maybe twice on this one. See how this strand is a little smaller and this one is the threads are bigger? That's just the variability of the ropes. You have to sort of play it by ear. Here's a small one, so I'll leave these strands in for a little bit longer. I think I can take out one of the smaller strands here now. I'll take out the medium-sized one. Fast forward again, I've completed this back splice, eliminating threads so that the strands would stay about the right diameter, the diameter of the original rope. Then I rolled it underfoot and tucked any threads that were sticking out as per the previous video. So that's the invisible back splice.